and Ryan Davis is trying to cook him. Did you see that video?
No.
Oh my gosh!
No.
It's. We'll get into that in just a second, but I want to get to Gus and Tracy,
okay?
Because we do have some Warriors content, and a lot of people are concerned about Brandin Podziemski. Gus, what is happening? Good morning to you, brother. You on the roast?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hey, yeah, I think they got the pick wrong, man. You know, I pretty much watched all the G League games this last week, and man, the guy he just can't shake his man. He's slow. He's a good rebounder, but I just think they got the pick wrong. You know, I just don't see. You know, what I see in him, I see him just maybe once he gets a shot, just being a shooter, but he can't drive and he can't lose his man. What do you guys think about him?
Well, from watching him, and I didn't watch the entire game yesterday, he rebounds well for his size. I don't know how well that's going to translate in the regular season if he does play. You know, he dropped a lot of assists. He was setting up his teammates very, very well. 6 assists last night. He's a little slow. The athleticism definitely felt like it overwhelmed him at times. He had a tough time getting off his jumper, and he's a little smaller than his listed 6'5" height. Doesn't look like he's 6'5". Now, we'll see about that at media day or in the preseason or whatnot, but he's going to spend a lot of time in the G League. He needs a lot of work. There's no doubt, and I know a lot of people are saying, oh, you should have drafted Cam Whitmore. Cam Whitmore, 26 points yesterday out of Villanova, 5 rebounds. He was on the board, 11 to 21 yesterday. This is a project pick, man. When you're picking 19, 20, 21, 22, you have to take some chances here. I don't know about Podziemski, but I'm not going to make a sweeping proclamation off of one summer league, his first summer league. I've seen guys light it up, and I do a damn thing in a regular season.
Yeah, I'm conflicted on this one because I'm skeptical that he's going to be an impact player just in general.
Right.
But I also hold out that I think when you're looking, especially at guards, the way you'll play running a summer league team versus the way you'll play on a team with Steph Curry, it's really difficult to project you with the ball in your hands versus you playing within the fabric of the way the Warriors play, which we all agree is very, very unique. You know, like, so I'm skeptical, but at the same time, I just don't think that you need to make a judgment on him for another year because you got so many, wing guard type players on this team already. And a lot of those guys are veterans that are going to play heavy minutes.
Yeah.
Where does he slot in? Like, in terms of playing time for immediate impact, where does he slot in?
Yeah. He's not going to slot in. He's not going to play much.
I'm going backwards to forward.
Right.
Moody, Corey Joseph, CP3, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Where does he fit?
He's going to be playing against Santa Cruz.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not going to lose my mind about it.
Right. And even if they drafted Cam Whitmore, how much time is Cam Whitmore getting on the team?
Was he jumping ahead of Moody, you think?
No, Cam Whitmore?
I'm asking.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. Is he playing ahead of Jonathan Kuminga? Is he playing ahead of Draymond Green?
The Kuminga thing's interesting that you bring that up because I just don't know. I see him as a 3-4 hybrid, depending on what they're doing and who else is out there. Maybe even a 5, small ball 5 at times. It feels like to me they view him as just a 4.
Which is, I'm not sure if I'm rocking with that. Because he can play the 3. At least he can guard 3s, 2s, and 1s. But as he
maybe
can pop
not
out,
offensively. Maybe not offensively be that 3, but defensively I feel like he can guard
even
those.
Offensively, though, he's a willing passer. Kuminga's a better passer than I think people give him credit for.
That I
for
agree
his
with.
age. You got to remember he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
I think people forget that about Jonathan Kuminga. The guy is 20 years old, folks, especially media members who are so hard on him. He can hit the corner 3. Again, we cited the numbers from February 1st through the end of the regular season. The guy shot 45% from 3. All right. He was very discerning with the 3-point shot, 2 to 3 a game. I also like it when he puts the ball on the floor and he has that little 10-foot fadeaway in the key. A little pull up in the lane. He nails that one. I want to see more of that. So whether he's a 3-4, we are in an age of positionless basketball because now the days of, power forward. When we think power forward, the way we grew up, Shasky, we think Karl Malone, Barkley, back to the basket. Those days are gone. Not too many players do that. So whether it's 3 or 4 and they view him as strictly a 4, I guess. But I know he's going to guard perimeter players.
That I agree with. It's just hard when you're watching the Warriors Summer League versus what the Warriors do on their team, on like the real team during the regular season. The style of play is just uniquely different.
Yeah, so different.
So, I don't know. And then, look, man, I had really high hopes for Patrick Baldwin. I heard certain things that I thought were encouraging. I saw things that I saw as potential. And a year later, he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knows?
And Lester Quinones is another guy. He had a really good summer league run. And I know they have one more game, I believe, against Toronto Saturday night. Quinones looks like he may get a lot more run than Podziemski. He looks like he's a lot more ready to play than Podziemski.
Yeah, if I were betting, and I'm not a betting man, but if I were a betting man, I would absolutely bet on that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I think Leone's, but you can also tell he's been in the system essentially for a while. Like he has a familiarity, and you can envision what his role would be on a team with other talented players.
Yep, no doubt about that. Now, Jonathan Kuminga came out and spoke, and he was talking to Ron Kroichek. Or not, actually, excuse me. This was Yahoo Sports, and Kuminga was discussing his CP deal, and Kuminga said, "I was surprised watching CP growing up, the way he plays a different type of basketball than the Warriors. Me being on the Warriors for the past 2 years now, we play a different type of basketball, playing at a fast pace. We move off the ball a lot. I'm just looking forward to seeing how it's gonna work, and I feel like CP is a smart player." He has a lot of experience, and I feel like he's going to bring so much that we didn't have on the team, and I'm looking forward to it. And that was interesting. A lot of people were questioning. We had Rob Parker yesterday, Frank Isola, the fit with CP3. We don't know how it's going to work. It's only one basketball. He plays slow. But the key quote to me is he's going to bring so much that we didn't have on the team last season. And it's not an indictment on Jordan Poole. I'm not going there. I just think CP is going to stabilize the game.
Well, they're different skill sets.
Right.
When you say like Jordan Poole, look for his own first, look for others second.
Right.
Is how you would describe his game?
At times.
Yes.
At times. That's his strength.
Yes. I'm not saying he can't make for others. I'm just saying
that's his strength.
Yes, finding his own first.
Yep.
Like he sees himself as a one option,
Mm-hmm.
and then others as the secondary option. It's interesting because as you're bringing up Kuminga, in my mind, I believe Kuminga, you will see a better version of Kuminga alongside Chris Paul, at least that you hope, more so than you would Jordan Poole. That's just my particular thoughts. And then I start thinking, damn, if you really wanted to get an evaluation on Wiseman, I really would have liked to have seen CP3 play with Wiseman. I think you would have got a better feel for who Wiseman was. And the reason why I say that is I watched Wiseman in Summer League, for example, get great position, put his hand up, deep in the paint, and no one would even look his way. Now, you could say, Joe, he doesn't have hands. He couldn't even, they'd throw him the ball, he'd still miss a bunny. Sure, probably. But at least throw the ball his way, right? And I think a lot of times in those Summer League conditions, who was that point guard that they have that was the dunker?
Who was that?
The one that
Mac McClung.
Mac McClung. He wouldn't even look at him.
Right.
And wouldn't even throw him the ball. I know this. CP3 has made very mediocre big men look much, much better than they probably are because he's such a great facilitator.
Right.
And I would have loved to at least seen James Wiseman because then I think I got a better evaluation on who Wiseman is in a setting like that.
Right.
So let's transfer that to Jonathan Kuminga. Kuminga can do more things on the court to help a team than James Wiseman.
No doubt.
And I actually think he has better hands, better feel.
Instincts.
So let's take whatever I said with Wiseman and push it over to Kuminga. And now I think the same thing applies to Kuminga.
No doubt. No doubt about it. And seeing him sitting courtside with Stephen Curry at GP2, a lot of people were critical of this quote with Kuminga, and I didn't think it was a big deal at all.
What do you mean?
He just kind of spoke his mind. He's like, look, I was surprised we grabbed CP3. Watching him growing up, the way he plays is a different type of basketball than the Warriors.
It is.
But me being on the Warriors for now, he was just speaking his mind. Now, some people, and I got a few texts, and they're like, you think Kuminga's trying to get traded? No, Kuminga just wants to play.
Yeah.
Kuminga wants to play for championships. He wants to be great. He wants to be around great players. He just wants a chance. And you could say he got screwed up in the playoffs. He did. Now, when you go to the media, middle of the playoff series, you basically seal your fate for that season. And I think he had a come to Jesus moment. And Steph Curry discussed it. It was like, hey, look, man, you can thrive, but you got to do it within the system. We're about winning championships here. And I get all that from Stephen Curry. I do. a lot of people are just hard on these youngsters for no damn reason other than the fact that it seems like they're young. And it's like, you got to play the Warrior. Yeah, you got to adjust to Steph. Well, was Steph Curry winning a lot of basketball games his first 3 years of his career? Not really.
No.
Not really.
No, I think his first entry into the playoffs, he was in year 4, if my memory serves, and then he was significantly older. I think he was 24, whereas
Right.
Jordan Poole was 22 in his first playoff run. I think it was year 4.
Right.
Because he was drafted in what?
08?
So they made
Or
that
is it
2012.
09?
2012, 2013 was the first year that they played the Nuggets and the Spurs, correct? 2013, 2014 was the Clipper series. 2014, 2015, they won the championship, right?
It takes a while.
It does.
And Steph had a couple years in college. You know what I'm saying? Draymond Green, we forget he had 4 years at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson played 3 years at Washington State. Jonathan Kuminga played in the G League, dog. G League. Jordan Poole had 1 year at Michigan. All right, James Wiseman, we know his deal. 3 games at the University of Memphis after playing high school basketball. He's got Moses Moody, 1 year in college. So it's going to take him a little longer to grasp the fact that, okay, this is how you play winning basketball.
Yeah.
This is how you get it. But it is tough for a 20-year-old like Kuminga who's seeing guys that he probably feels he's better than, getting a lot of opportunity to shine and play and get their stats up. Even though they're on losing teams. And so I can't blame Kuminga for wandering a little bit, but for some people to take this quote and believe, oh, Jonathan Kuminga's trying to get traded. Jonathan Kuminga just wants to play. He just wants to play.
You know, I get very frustrated when we're like parsing the words of someone in their second language,
Right.
Who's 21 years
It's
old.
embarrassing.
I'm like, it really bugs me. Can we stop
It's
doing
a shame.
this?
It's embarrassing.
No,
Can we just
people
stop
are not gonna
parsing
do it.
People's words.
People are not going to do it.
like dissecting every little tiny thing.
It's sad. It's sad.
Here's a great
and
text.
And we take a part of his quote. Sorry, Shasky.
No,
we
it's
take
okay.
a part of his quote. It didn't ignore the end of it where he says, I feel like CP is a smart player. He has a lot of experience, and I feel like he's going to bring so much that we don't have on the team, and I'm looking forward to it. Let's ignore that and just take something that we want to parse over.
As someone who had a fraction of a conversation clipped this week,
Yeah.
let me just tell Jonathan Kuminga, yo, dog, give him the Palo Banquero. Me and him, two and alike here. Huh? Everyone got a little butcher in him. You take a little tiny bit of a statement of a larger conversation, and you lose context. So, yeah, I think we're all losing our mind out of nothing.
Right.
Here's where I was going with the James Wiseman and the Kuminga with CP3, and I think this is exactly it, and I probably didn't land the dismount properly. 510. I'm interested to see how good DeAndre Ayton is without CP3.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think that's a question that everyone
Yep.
has.
And look,
Everyone has, because
well,
Ayton did not look good
in the playoffs
beforehand.
without CP3.
Yes.
And in the playoffs this past year against Denver, they had a tough time getting on the basketball.
He was a malcontent.
Right. Well, but it was a lot of my turn, your turn between Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
He looked like the fish out of water, didn't he? I mean, and maybe not to the degree that James Wiseman did when he was with the Warriors, but I could see parallels to their situations. And that's why I'm looking at Kuminga and I'm saying, like, dude, this is like the perfect situation. Like for this year, like this is pretty if everyone can get on the same page.